Okay, so what I'm going to demonstrate is just changing the saddle and the nut from my $130 Fender Squier guitar. What we're going to do is we're going to upgrade from the plastic ones, which I don't know if you can see that or not, but they've deteriorated pretty quickly. Kind of, it's a $130 guitar. It sounds great for $130. You really get, a couple $100 worth of sound just stock, but this kind of stuff will hamper your playing. I don't know if you can see that perfectly or not, but there's it's just kind of corroded right here. The strings were eating through it, and then hence starting to buzz a little bit. So I've taken them out. This is the saddle, this is the nut, the stock nut. Nothing was actually wrong with this. It was okay, but what I did is I ordered another set of bone saddle. This is the bone saddle. It's the same, but it's made out of CNC'd bone, and probably livestock bone or something like that, and the new nut. And actually, for the Squier, guys, this one is this brand I got off of Amazon. It's called Neewer. I don't know if you can see that, Neewer. This little set for an all bone saddle and nut was like, I think, $6. Unbelievable price, great. If you really want to get a lot of good sound out of a cheap guitar or an old guitar that you don't want to invest a ton of money in, this is a really fast and easy upgrade that you can do. So I'll just show you a little bit. I also got some new strings, just some good D'Addarios. That's what you need. Phosphor Bronze Classic. These ones are, I think, light. Yeah, they're light. So just to get that sort of softer, more ethereal sound, less earthy, which standard sort of comes on these cheap guitars. They're kind of buzzy and deep tones, but I was just going to lighten the sound and give us hopefully what will be a lifetime, or at least a long lasting saddle and nut. So anyway, what I did is I pulled them out. I just loosened the strings, pulled the strings off. I'm changing the strings, so I pulled these pins out. You don't have to do that if you're not going to change the strings. It'll make it a little faster for you. Basically, I'll put the old one in again. But the old saddle just slipped right out, and so did the nut. They just pulled right out. There's no adhesive on the saddle because it's not really necessary, so it just pulled right out. And the nut, it did, if you can see that, kind of a dark spot, there was just a hair of adhesive just to put it on the backing plate, but that also popped right off. I didn't struggle or anything. I just lifted it right out. I'm actually gonna probably put a little bit of just a dab to hold it in place of super glue. And the reason being is that the nut that came is identical in size to the standard Squier one, and but the saddle itself is actually a little bit smaller. Excuse me. It slides right in, which is nice. I didn't need to sand anything. So I had all my sandpaper ready and thinking that I would have to make some adjustments, but I didn't, and it fits snugly back and forth. However, there's just a tiny bit of play. If you can see that, watch that. There's just a tiny bit of play there, and I want to try to get alleviate that. I probably don't have to, but just for the sake of not having to tune it all the time, in the event that these do move from heavy playing, I'm going to just put a little dab of glue. So anyway, the rest is kind of pretty self-explanatory. put it all back together, put your strings on, and hopefully you should be good to go. And make sure you're drinking your milk. Does the body good. At least a glass a day. That's just a public service announcement from the Ad Council here. Okay,